Charles Spencer Chaplin Jr., was born on April 16, 1889 to Hannah Chaplin, née Hill, and Charles Chaplin Sr. His paternal grandmother came from the Smith family, who belonged to Romany people. There is no official record of his birth, although Chaplin believed he was born at East Street, Walworth, in South London. His parents had married 4 years previously, at which time Charles Sr. became the legal guardian of Hannah's first son, Sidney John Hill. At the time of his birth, Chaplin's parents were both music hall entertainers. Hannah, the daughter of a shoemaker, had a brief and unsuccessful career under the stage name Lily Harley, while Charles Sr., a butcher's son, was a popular singer. Although they never divorced, Chaplin's parents were estranged by around 1891. The following year, Hannah gave birth to a third son, George Wheeler Dryden, fathered by the music hall entertainer Leo Dryden. The child was taken by Dryden at 6 months old, and did not re-enter Chaplin's life for 30 years. Chaplin's childhood was fraught with poverty and hardship, making his eventual trajectory the most dramatic of all the rags to riches stories ever told, according to his authorized biographer David Robinson. Chaplin's early years were spent with his mother and brother Sidney in the London district of Kennington. Hannah had no means of income, other than occasional nursing and dressmaking, and Chaplin Sr. provided no financial support. As the situation deteriorated, Chaplin was sent to Lambeth Workhouse when he was 7 years old. Chaplin's childhood in London was one of poverty and hardship. His father was absent and his mother struggled financially. He was sent to a workhouse twice before age 9. When he was 14, his mother was committed to a mental asylum. Chaplin began performing at an early age, touring music halls and later working as a stage actor and comedian. At 19, he was signed to the Fred Karno Company, which took him to the United States. He was scouted for the film industry and began appearing in 1914 for Keystone Studios. He soon developed the tramp persona and attracted a large fan base. He directed his own films and continued to hone his craft as he moved to the S&A, Mutual, and First National corporations. By 1918, he was one of the world's best-known figures. In 1919, Chaplin co-founded distribution company United Artists, which gave him complete control over his films. His first feature-length film was The Kid, 1921, followed by A Woman of Paris, 1923, The Gold Rush, 1925, and The Circus, 1928. He initially refused to move to sound films in the 1930s, instead producing City Lights, 1931, and Modern Times, 1936, without dialogue. His first sound film was The Great Dictator, 1940, which satirized Adolf Hitler. The 1940s were marked with controversy for Chaplin, and his popularity declined rapidly. He was accused of communist sympathies, and some members of the press and public were scandalized by his involvement in a paternity suit and marriages to much younger women. An FBI investigation was opened, and Chaplin was forced to leave the US and settle in Switzerland. He abandoned the tramp in his later films, which include Monsieur Verdoux, 1947, Limelight, 1952, A King in New York, 1957, and A Countess from Hong Kong, 1967. Chaplin wrote, directed, produced, edited, starred in, and composed the music for most of his films. He was a perfectionist, and his financial independence enabled him to spend years on the development and production of a picture. His films are characterized by slapstick combined with pathos, typified in the tramp's struggles against adversity. Many contain social and political themes, as well as autobiographical elements. He received an honorary Academy Award for the incalculable effect he has had in making motion pictures the art form of this century in 1972, as part of a renewed appreciation for his work. He continues to be held in high regard, with The Gold Rush, City Lights,